Good day, students! It's still me, your teacher for this virtual instruction. At this time, we're going to solve problems involving quadratic inequalities. We have steps in solving problems involving quadratic inequalities. Una, i-draw natin and i-label ang picture if kinakailangan, and then define all the variables. Second, determine if there is a special formula. And then, substitute natin ang given sa ating inequality. Pangatlo, we write the quadratic inequality in standard form and express it into equation. Pang-apat, simplify and factor the quadratic expression if possible. Fifth, solve for the roots. Sixth, use the roots to divide the number line into regions. And last, find the intervals that satisfy the inequality using test points. So as you can see, steps number 3 to 7 are the same steps in our previous topic. For this activity, solve the problem by showing all necessary solutions. Okay, so when a projectile is fired into the air, its height h in meters, t seconds later is given by the equation 11t minus 3t squared is equal to h of t. When is the projectile at the 6 meter above the ground? Okay, so step number 1, hindi na kailangang i-draw. Kaya let's just define all the variables. So we have the given at least 6m. When we say at least, greater than or equal yan. And then 6. And then we also have the equation 11t minus 3t squared is equal to h of t. Step number 2. There's no special formula, kaya let's do the substitution to have an inequality. From this given equation, copy 11t minus 3t squared. And then, instead of this, we change it to at least 6. Step number 3 is to transform our inequality to equation. And make sure na naka-standard form ito. Ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. And then, step number 4, get the factors of this polynomial. Okay, step number 5, solve for the roots. So, using the zero product property here, it becomes t minus 3 is equal to 0 and negative 3t plus 2 is equal to 0. And then we solve. Okay, t is equal to positive 3. Ito ang ating unang root. Okay? And then here, negative 3t copy and then positive 2 transpose to the other side, it becomes negative 2. And then remove negative 3 para ang matira ay yung ating variable lang. By dividing both sides by negative 3. Okay, and then cancel out. So, natira ay t, and then negative divided by negative, it becomes positive, and of course, 2/3. Step number 6, we divide the number line into regions using the roots 3 and 2/3. So, 3 here and 2/3 naman dito. And then, the circle that we're going to use is shaded circle. Kasi, ang ating inequality symbol dito sa ating quadratic inequality ay greater than or equal. Last step is to find the intervals using the test points that will satisfy our quadratic inequality. So, mamimili ulit tayo ng test points sa regions na ito. First test point is 0. Let me choose 0 here. And then, second test point para sa region na to ay, I'll choose 2. And then, for this region naman, gusto ko ng 5. Ayan. Sa unang test point muna tayo. Substitute the 0 to our inequality. So, change all the variables to 0. And then, let's solve. Negative 3 times 0 squared, the answer is 0. 11 times 0 is 0. And then, we copy this. So, 0 plus 0 minus 6, the answer is negative 6. And then copy. The question is negative 6 greater than or equal to 0? Of course not. Therefore, this region is false, or this region is not part of the solution. Next test point is 2 from this region. So let's substitute 2 to our inequality by changing all the variables to 2. And then, negative 3 times 2 squared. By the way, 2 squared is 4. So, negative 3 times 4, the answer is negative 12. And then, 11 times 2 is 22. And then, we copy this. And then, negative 12 plus 22 minus 6, the answer is 4. And then, copy greater than or equal to 0. So, is 4 greater than or equal to 0? The answer is yes. Therefore, this region is true or part of the solution. Last test point is 5. And then let's solve. Negative 3 times 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. Kaya negative 3 times 25, the answer is negative 75. And then 11 times 5, the answer is 55. And then copy. And negative 75 plus 55 minus 6, the answer is negative 26. And then greater than or equal to 0. So, is negative 26 greater than or equal to 0? Hindi. Kaya naman, this region is false, or this region is not part of the solution. So, as we can see, this region is our solution set. Kaya naman, shaded dapat ito. And then, this is how we write our solution set using interval notation. So, una, brackets ang ating gagamitin dahil ang ating circles ay shaded. Or, ang ating inequality symbol dito sa ating given ay greater than or equal. And then, 2/3 from this root, and then comma 3 this root. So therefore, real numbers from 2/3 up to positive 3 are our solution set. Thank you for watching and learning with me, and stay tuned for our next virtual instructions.